Hello, everyone. I'm Steve. Mark's at work at the moment, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Thursday. We're getting there. We're getting there. Mark's back on a regular schedule. He'll be working late tonight, so I should be flying solo. So while we will miss some of his input, he is here in spirit. First, a little business out of the way. We did run a giveaway contest sort of thing. Last week, we were giving away a $25 Amazon gift card, and the only way to enter was to comment below last week's video. So I did figure out how to use a randomizer. I filmed it and did pick a winner, and I'm going to insert that right here. Alright, you guys, so this is my first time using this thing, and Mark's still at work, so we're going to try to figure it out now. This is what I found, the YouTube random comment picker. So, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Where's the friggin' thing? Okay. So, enter YouTube video URL. So this was the video. Prayers for Macy's, Life After Caretaking. There's the URL. Come on. Copy. Come on. Paste. Get YouTube comments. There are 178 unique comments. Alright, now I have to go to... what the hell is this? Okay, start raffle, pick random winner. Alright. That's trippy. Winner? Jay Thomas. I love the new 90s background, though. So, that is it. That is our winner. Please get in touch with us via email, SmokeySteveAndMarc@yahoo.com, or on Facebook Messenger, and we'll get in touch with you. I believe the Amazon gift card is digital, so we can send it to you. So, thank you very much for everybody who entered, everybody who commented, and of course watched the video, I hope. And we'll be in touch with you soon, Jay. Thank you. Not bad, right? I thought it was a pretty cool little nifty system for picking things. I've only ever seen Amberlynn Reed uses it, and she'll pick out comments to fill video time sometimes. So today we are going to continue with our series Life After Caretaking, following Cynthia Beaumont as she moves on with her channel after she's taken sole direction, sole producer standing to create videos after the death of her husband, Tommy Beaumont. So it's been about 3 months that she's been handling the channel on her own, and it's taken a few different directions. It's changed names several times, from Cynthia and Thomas Beaumont to Cynthia Beaumont to Jersey Girl Journals to Cynthia Talks Tea to My Little Part of the World. And the content has been mixed the whole time, kind of coming through. There was some Richard Simmons videos, there was a couple cooking videos, she baked a lot of muffins, a little bit sitting outside on the bench. She was kind of a shut-in because of COVID, by choice and by suggestion. So she's had a lot going on. Now, as of late, Cynthia has been weighing in on world events, politics, all sorts of other things that normally I steer away from on YouTube. So I think what probably caught a lot of people this week in her videos, and the couple that jumped out at me, do I have her up here? The remote's over there. There was 3 that jumped out at me, because she kind of took a little bit of a hiatus, it seemed. We were coming out with 3-4 videos a day of any old content, because, if I remember, quote, I need to pay the effing rent. Suddenly there's very little e-begging and fewer videos, so I don't know, maybe to her benefit, her financial situation has changed. That would be fortunate, because she made it sound like she was struggling very hard. But she's going to share with us her curious views on the state of our country, and also she was sharing her views on what she perceived as the fall of New York, and she provided a tear-filled plea last week for Macy's and the health and safety of the store. So the first thing I noticed this week was her quick hello. It was a 45-second hello video, after a period of a couple days where there was nothing. And she said she's okay, she's just not feeling well, and it's hard to make videos when you're in pain. Now, not to dig too far back, but I'm having a flashback of a video where the late Mr. Beaumont said, I quote, I'm in pain. And the response was, yeah, but sit up, they can't see your face on camera. So, yes, it is hard to film when you're in pain. I hope that's a lesson we all take in. it's difficult to film when you're in pain, and nobody should be forced to do that. The next thing that kind of came up was gossiping at the hair salon. There's an overarching theme. Well, the big elephant in the room running around YouTube is that Cynthia Beaumont is a complete bigot. I mean, that's what's kind of floating in, I guess, what she would have as her own little haters circle. The cockroaches, what's kind of going back and forth. But not just the cockroaches. She's conceded in one of these videos that she's lost people she's had for years. Her explanation as to why is dumb. But we'll let her words tell her story, and we'll go along. And I'll try to keep... It's impossible to keep opinion about this stuff kind of out of it, because it's such a charged topic, but I'll try my best to kind of back out of it. Cigarette break. There might be a few of these. So, she's doing the hair salon, doing the roots, talking, she's sectioning her hair, all that kind of stuff. Says she hasn't put on the news in a while because it's nothing but hatred. Well, there's been a lot of violence on TV. I'll give her that. Hatred? Okay. She said, you know, anymore it's gotta be like you're on one side or the other. There's no in between. Didn't we used to respect each other's opinions? I don't view racism doesn't exist as an opinion. That's like saying rain doesn't exist. That's like saying people have said to me, you know, homosexuality doesn't exist. Well, then what the hell have I been doing for the last 30 years? Making pies? Like, it's there whether you can not acknowledge it. You can say it doesn't impact your life, except that it does, because you didn't get your packages delivered from Amazon, and you felt like because you're the only white woman in the building that you were targeted. So that's racism. So it only exists when it applies to you, right? That is so self-centered. That is so ignorant. Anyway, she said that their town had a Black Lives Matters protest, which is ridiculous because there's no black people there. Black Lives Matters protests are not just for black people. It's awareness raising for all of us. Just saying. Riots? No. A brick through a window does not raise awareness, to me, of anything. But listening to people who are different than me, who've had different experiences, sharing experiences, I mean... Saying it doesn't affect me means it doesn't happen at all. Maybe you've never had the experience of someone screaming faggot at you from a moving vehicle, but I don't know one gay man who that hasn't happened to. Whether they're feminine, masculine, butch, doesn't matter. And that's taken for granted. We take that for granted. That's just part of it. And it doesn't matter. I've had it happen in Philadelphia. I've had it happen in Potunk. I've had it happen in all sorts of places. People think, you know, urban centers are not havens of open-mindedness. You can tell because 20 minutes from Manhattan, one of the cultural meccas of the United States, lives this. So, and she's not a unicorn. This kind of thinking is quite prevalent. It is. So she's... Also, playing superior, like, I saw a meme that said, you know, if you don't break the law, you don't have anything to worry about. That is total crap. And this isn't even a race issue. Police misconduct and police brutality. How many isolated incidents until it's not isolated anymore? There is definitely room for reform and restructuring going on in law enforcement. That was true before 2 months ago. That was true before 5 years ago. This may have given it a push, may have got some public opinion on the side of that. I can say for myself, I have never, not once, and I've had police interaction, ever had a bad experience with a cop. Myself, never. But my experience may not be your experience or everybody's experience. So just because I never met a bad cop doesn't mean there's not bad cops out there. Okay? This is a challenging time for all of us to see outside of ourselves. And I'm finding, as I'm going through my Facebook, that I have a lot of people I know who I'm friends with, who have this idea that their perspective is the perspective and there's no other way to kind of look at things. Now, having said that, sense and nonsense don't have to be addressed with the same level of seriousness. Someone who says there's no racism, like Cynthia, doesn't even need to be responded to. Really. That's like saying there's no such thing as rain. There's no such thing as the sky. It's there. You can pretend it's not there and argue all you want, but it is. You'd have to be stupid not to see it. So, don't break the law, you won't get in trouble. That young woman, Brianna, wasn't she shot in her sleep? Yeah, she was breaking the law. I think she's watching a lot of, not even right-wing. Like, she has thoughts that are extreme even for Fox News. I don't know where she's getting her information. They're giving them anything they want. Them? I'm not sure who. They're winning. Who are they? What are they winning? And what do they want? Equality is often viewed as oppression by people in the power, people in positions of power. Cynthia doesn't see herself in a position of power, of course. She'll say food stamps and we ate out of pantries and stuff, but there's a little bit extra that goes along. I'm not necessarily a white apologist. I was born this way. But it's not something I earned. I didn't earn that I don't get followed around 7-Eleven when I go shopping. I am not frequently stopped by police because I look like a suspect they're looking for. That's not something that happens to me too often. So there's different experiences that I don't have that others seem to have much more frequently. So, they winning, I think equality is the goal. But again, equality by some folks is viewed as oppression because they saw no problem with the way things were, and changing that is scary. It's scary. So, Cynthia said the real racism, if you want to see that, happened to the Jews. I'm guessing she's referring to the Holocaust. I hope. And yes, that was terrible, and yes, it's remembered, and yes, there is a long lineage of oppression against the Jewish people. There's also been a history in the United States against black people. There was slavery, segregation, hate crimes, lynchings, things like that. And we're not talking like this happened 800 years ago. This was like not that long ago. And remember, without protest, Mrs. Beaumont, you would be property, unable to vote, and should be in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. You would not have a platform. So, they didn't all of a sudden have a bunch of men turn around and go, you know what, women should have a voice. We're so sorry. No, it took people getting in the streets and getting rowdy about it. So, don't get all high and mighty about what people should or shouldn't be doing and making noise about when you reap the benefits from people who got rowdy and made noise themselves, so that you could have a platform, like the rest of us enjoy, to share your thoughts and feel validated by those. So, yeah, the reverse racism of how she's white and everyone else in the building, I guess, is a minority, and her packages get stolen, and she reports it, but nobody cares. Now, you can't go by Cynthia when she talks about being discriminated against for being white. There's a similar parallel, not as hardcore, but close, that Chantal draws with her weight. Any criticism, any dislike of her must be because she's overweight. That's Chantal's MO. Any problem someone has with her, you're discriminating against me because I'm fat. The person may have criticized her for being obnoxious, but she'll rewire it to being fat, because it's easier to accept that someone might be calling you a racist rather than them calling you cruel, unkind, self-centered, uncaring, thoughtless, mean, a bigot. Those are harder things to swallow when someone points that out to you. So it's easier to say, oh, you just don't like me because I'm white. Oh, you just don't agree with me. I think all lives matter, so that makes me a racist? Well, no, that doesn't make you a racist. What makes you a racist is that you think racism is over, and that there's some undefined they who think they're winning. I don't know. And the next video, saying all lives matter does not make me a racist. Okay. No, it makes you... It's one of those things that sounds nice. It sounds like it's really inclusive, but it's not. And if you're going to say all lives matter, then I'm going to say happy holidays, and I don't want to hear a shit about leaving out Christmas. Because if all holidays matter, then you shouldn't get butthurt about Christmas being left out. So, the e-becking seems to be not so bad. She's talking about getting less money on videos, or not as much money on videos, and she doesn't seem to be bothered by it. She's out and about waiting for a store to open so she can get some food. So cheers to her if she came in to a little money. Okay, sorry, this is getting bothered. Not about, this is the bigger picture. This is not as much about Cynthia Beaumont. Cynthia lives a small life and has her thoughts and has her channel and can share whatever she likes. As, you know, what is that old thing? I hate what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. You know, it's hard to argue racism or racial tensions with someone who doesn't think racism exists. So, except when it interferes with getting Amazon packages. And then it's, you know, everybody on white racism. I don't know. So, for using the phrase all lives matter, she felt she was getting blowback. And she actually, I guess, lost a few subscribers and maybe a longtime friend. You know, she thought they were friends, but because she didn't put up a black screen or a thumbnail, that makes her a bad person. No, I didn't. We did a video with a black screen, and we have our ongoing candle that we keep as kind of a ongoing remembering memorial type thing. A silent prayer for all of us to get our shit together in one way or another. Because what the world needs now is for all of us to get our shit together. Okay. So, and she said, you know, if you can't agree with someone, that's it. That is the premise of her channel. That's how she decides what comments go up, who gets blocked. If she finds you on another channel that she doesn't like, even if you don't say anything bad about her, you're gone. She runs her comment section and her subscribers, you know, ich bin mein creator. So, she doesn't get to lecture people about black and white thinking. She can, but she sounds like an idiot because it's so glaringly obvious that she does the exact same thing. She just doesn't like it when it comes to her. You know, she can dish it out, but she can't take it. And what made me think Cynthia maybe just kind of doesn't even understand what racism is that, you know, she felt like that because this person didn't agree with her and didn't want to be friends, that's racist. That's not racist. That's someone thinks you don't have a grasp about what's going on in the United States at the moment. And they don't care to take the time to explain it to you, and they think you're probably not worth their time explaining it. So they left. They found what you said offensive. They thought what you said was thoughtless. For whatever reason, it bothered them, and they left. Subscribers leave all the time. You know, it happens. Not everyone likes everything you say. We've lost subscribers because they didn't like the kind of glue Mark used. You know, we've lost a few here and there because of stuff I've said when I've gone off at the mouth. It happens. Not everyone likes everyone's shit. But, you know, she has a right to say whatever she wants, but she doesn't have the right to be respected. She doesn't have the right to no rebuttal. She doesn't have the right to be, you know, you can't treat people like shit and then expect them to genuflect. Like, it doesn't work that way. So, and then she was, again, trying to defend herself. The Indian store, the Spanish store. I don't even know the names of the stores. Well, she's only lived across the street from them for 40 years. You know, that's... okay. I don't know the names of this... Actually, I do. I know the name of that market. I know the name of the guy that works at the gas station, actually. He's cool. Anyway, at any rate, well, I'm in there a bunch of times, so... I don't know. It's not a difference of opinion, it's a difference of reality. She sees the world very differently. We all see the world differently, colored by our own experiences and things that happen to us and things we've seen happen to other people, and if we've had any education, and if we were homeschooled, or if we live in a city, or if we live in a rural area, or if we went to church, or if we didn't. I mean, we're all colored by all those experiences, and that's what we bring to the table. But once you're, you know, pushed out of the nest and you're an adult and you have the opportunity to think and grow and learn and listen to the other side, you know, we have an opportunity to kind of see our own way in the world. You know, we're not beholden to our parents' or grandparents' ways of thinking. I never got the impression at all that Cynthia's mother, well, I thought she pushed her around a little, but I never got the impression that she was an unkind person. She seemed quite sweet, actually. I don't know about Cynthia's father. He doesn't come up very much, and when he does, it's only in a kind way because he bought that chair, which was a pretty nice chair. So, what is the lesson in this for the rest of us? Because it's really moot. You know, Cynthia is not a unicorn. Cynthia is not the only person in the world who thinks the way she does. There's plenty of people that do. They're walking into... It's just so funny to flash back. There was people armed to the gills walking into state buildings, intimidating Congress people, and that was like, no big deal. It's so funny the way, you know, privilege doesn't exist, right? So, there's no reaching some people, I think. Does that mean no effort should be made? No, I don't think. But you can't have an argument with someone about a topic they think either doesn't exist or isn't relevant. And there's a word they used to use in the South for white folks who cared on any degree of what happened to people who weren't white. It started with the N-word, and it ended with lovers. That's a word that's still used. I live in a almost rural part of a swing state. So when people think, well, Philadelphia is there, and Pittsburgh, oh, no, 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 no. We have some of the highest white supremacy, number of cells of white supremacists in the country. Pennsylvania is very densely populated with those. So, I don't know, maybe Ku Klux Karen should move to Pennsylvania. They're having a white sale at Macy's. She could use some sheets. At any rate, going forward, look after yourselves. Look after the people you care about. If there's an opportunity to have a discussion with someone that doesn't turn into a fight, I guess that's an okay thing to do. And just, let's get our shit together. Let's just get our shit together. I don't know. But this was effing, I usually try to find the good or the positive side or anything. For this week, it looks like she did her roots well. Everything else was a complete fucking wash. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact info is all listed down below. Thank you for watching. The comment section is open. I think I let you guys know. These are like hotter-ish topics. I don't delete comments unless there's like a slur, a threat, stuff kind of like that. And then YouTube flags some of them, and I have to go in and do them manually, which sometimes takes me a day to go back in and do. So but like I said, there's no rules really for the comment section, unless you're, throwing out language of some kind. Or making threats, things like that. So thank you again, and Mark and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Have a good Thursday. Bye.